Hey guys, day 42 of learning OpenGL to make my game engine. And today I didn't really add much in terms of visual, in terms of the grid or anything. However, what I'm doing right now is I was just reading more in depth about like model, position, and scale matrices. So relative to the object, you could end up scaling it using a matrix, setting its position with a matrix, and then you have the general local space, which is the general model matrix. I basically added them here. I basically added getters and setters for everything. So I basically added its model matrix, position, and scale matrix. I ended up separating the depth, the height, and the width from it. So I don't have to like grab it specifically from the matrix just to like separate implementation and make sure everything scales properly later on. As well as I had to change some of the, what's it called? Constructors. So the object constructors, and then I had to go into also the other constructors. I had the grid, cube, and then I have the square constructor or objects currently. But yeah, that was pretty much all I did today for day 42. But tomorrow, hopefully, I can actually implement more of the code for it, so I can actually end up scaling every single object relative to how I want it, and also clean up more of implementation instead of just having it work on the CPU, more of it work on the actual graphics card. Because I was reviewing some of the code I had earlier on, if I can find it. Uh, this is some texture stuff. Later on, I'm gonna make its own object and stuff like that, or I'm gonna add its own textures and stuff so it could bind it to the actual object. Currently, right now, I just have this up here just for the specific object, so I could bind it to that shader. If I go down to right here. Right here you can see I have like a whole bunch of uniform matrices. I don't know, like I ended up just doing this for ease of computation for the shader, but I'm gonna end up taking this out and end up letting it handled inside of the actual object. So it just sends the object's matrices to the actual vertex shader. So then once it's actually on the graphics card, it computes it there instead of computing it on the CPU. Because currently right now it's computing it here and it's also computing it on the graphics card, which is not good. It's not like the best optimization, but tomorrow hopefully I can end up actually adding that and just cleaning up all my code. Currently, I just want to clean up everything just so I can end up scaling my actual game engine more and more. Because as I'm going more in depth, I realize, okay, this is not going to work out if I just keep writing code randomly and then just trying to progress in that sense. Basically, in the beginning, I was just trying to progress like quickly just to see how everything works. And then once I have everything working, I know for sure, okay, let me separate this implementation here and here instead of just working on let me blindly implement something I don't know how it actually works in general. So, yeah, hopefully I can add that tomorrow and that'll be it.